Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something fascinating, how you can potentially make your U.S. passport even more powerful. Because, for U.S. citizens, a powerful passport already means a lot of freedom, right? But we're talking about pushing that further, more flexibility, fewer hurdles. Our mission today is to pull out the key strategies, the real actionable stuff, from simple habits to, well, some pretty advanced ideas. Okay, let's unpack this.
Right. And it's important to remember the U.S. passport is already, a top-tier travel document. We're talking visa-free or visa on arrival for over 180 countries. That's huge. But maximizing its power isn't just about knowing that number. It's more strategic. It's understanding how that access works, like with, say, the Schengen area in Europe.
Oh, Schengen.
Right.
That's the zone, 27 countries? Where once you're in one, you can move around pretty freely.
Exactly. One stamp opens up a huge region. Knowing about blocks like that lets you plan trips much more efficiently, even allows for more spontaneous travel.
That makes sense. Not just where, but how you can move. So beyond Schengen, are there other areas maybe people don't automatically think of, or like places where things are changing fast?
Oh, sure. I mean, in the Americas, it's not just Canada and Mexico. Most of Central and South America are wide open for U.S. passport holders. And Asia, you've got Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. Though some do have limits on how long you can stay visa-free. Oceania too, New Zealand, for example. And what's really evolving, I think, is this whole digital nomad visa trend. That's adding another layer of mobility.
Interesting. Okay, that gives a good global snapshot. Let's shift gears a bit. What about just keeping the passport itself in good shape, the practical stuff? Are there absolute must-know rules?
Definitely. Two things are critical. First, the 6-month validity rule. You absolutely have to know this one. Many countries require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months after you plan to enter. Not from when you leave home, but after you arrive there.
Wow, 6 months after entry. That could really trip someone up.
It does. People get denied boarding or even turned away at immigration. It happens. So, rule number 1, check that expiry date way in advance. Second, blank pages. Sounds basic, but if you travel a lot, you can run out. Make sure you have enough for entry and exit stamps, plus any visas.
Good point. I've heard you can request a bigger passport.
Yes, exactly. When you renew, you can ask for the 52-page version instead of the standard 28-page one. Highly recommended for frequent flyers.
Okay, solid practical advice. Now, what about staying informed while planning? How important are those U.S. Department of State travel advisories?
Oh, they're vital. Really vital. They give you situational awareness. There are 4 levels, from level 1, exercise normal precautions, up to level 4, do not travel. Knowing the level for your destination is crucial for safety, obviously, making informed choices. But there's another angle, too.
Which is?
Your travel insurance. This is key. Many insurance policies have clauses linked to State Department advisories. If you travel against, say, a level 3 or 4 warning, your coverage might be completely void.
Ugh, that's a critical link I bet many people miss. Insurance validity. Okay, so we've covered the basics, the upkeep, staying informed. Now let's get into the more advanced stuff. This is where it gets really interesting, exploring ways to potentially increase your travel freedom even further.
Right. So one avenue is something called residency by investment, or sometimes golden visas. Basically, you gain residency rights in another country by making a pretty significant economic contribution. Often it's real estate, sometimes investing in businesses.
So it's not instant citizenship, but residency. What does that get you, practically speaking?
Well, a key benefit is if you get residency in, for instance, a Schengen country, you gain the freedom to travel throughout that entire zone. It's a major mobility boost within that region. And importantly, long-term consistent residency can often be a pathway towards eventually applying for full citizenship in that country. It's often a longer-term strategic play.
Okay, residency is a step, but then there's the one people often talk about, maybe the holy grail for some. Citizenship by investment. What's the real story there? Any common misunderstandings?
Yeah, citizenship by investment, or CBI, this is where you can potentially obtain a second passport directly through investment. It bypasses the longer residency route sometimes. The advantages people talk about are clear. Maybe getting visa-free access to countries the U.S. passport doesn't cover, having a geopolitical plan B, a safe haven if needed, new business opportunities, maybe even tax benefits.
Sounds appealing, but what's the catch? Or maybe, what are the less obvious challenges?
Well, catch isn't quite the word. It's more about the complexity and commitment. These aren't simple transactions. First, the investment levels are substantial. We're talking significant capital. Second, the due diligence is intense. both from the country offering the program and for you, the applicant. It requires really careful legal and financial planning. You need proper advice. It's a serious undertaking. It's about long-term strategic diversification, maybe for your family or business, not just a quick way to get another travel document.
So it's a complex, high-stakes process requiring serious thought and resources, not just a travel hack.
Exactly. Very serious.
Okay, so this deep dive has taken us from, the essential care of your current passport and understanding advisories, all the way through to these really advanced strategies like golden visas and citizenship by investment. It's all about expanding that global mobility, but in different ways. Which brings us to the final thought for you, our listener. What does all this really mean for you? How might these strategies, from the simple to the complex, reshape how you think about your own freedom, your ability to move around in this incredibly connected world? Maybe consider your own goals for travel, for life. What does passport power truly mean for your future? Something to think about.